Alright guys, so I'm going to be doing another comic review, and it's another book from my good friend Chris, aka the Mount Vernon Kid, and we're going to be reviewing Batman Beyond Neo Year. So, Batman Beyond Neo Year was the comic that came out last year that basically was kind of like, the best way to describe this is from Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanning, who are currently writing the Captain America comic, but they also wrote the really good Batman One Bad Day Clayface issue. And I know they've done other stuff for DC, but those are the ones that really stick out to me. So, Batman Beyond Neo Year, yeah. It's always good to see Terry show up, especially after how bad shit went in Future Imperfect. Yeah, I think a lot of people forget how bad Future Imperfect was. Yes, it did have Terry McGinnis show up in the DC universe, but it wasn't exactly a good time for anybody. So yeah, it wasn't exactly, like I said, a good time for many people. Anyway, so this comic just hits the ground running. It starts off with Bruce Wayne being murdered and Terry trying to figure out who it is, only to discover that it's Gotham itself. Neo Gotham has gained sentience and is now deemed that human life is just kind of it's kind of the typical AI story, but yeah. So this is basically Batman Beyond. This should be called Batman Beyond Born Again, because it has a lot of similarities to Batman Daredevil Born Again, where we have a character who's just kind of like beaten down by a system, you know, down on his luck. He can't seem to get a break. He's trying everything he can to fight the system, to fight the very system. Oh, and this time it very is a computer system, and he's just getting emotionally and physically beaten down with no allies. Bruce is dead. Yeah, Gotham literally, like, right in the first chapter, Bruce is gone. And yeah, what I like about this book is that it really does feel like a new era for Batman Begins. It doesn't really focus on a lot of, and I will talk about this as kind of a negative, is that it really doesn't focus on what went on with Batman Beyond in the comics. It doesn't really talk about, like, Future Imperfect or goes about, like, anything like that. It's more like, here's Terry, you know him, here's some new characters for him to face. One being Gotham itself. The very thing the city itself that Batman has fought so hard to protect is now trying to kill him, and it will do nothing, it will stop at nothing to kill him. Furthermore, we have new other villains like the Holographic Man, who is kind of like our new, like, takeover for Blight. He's taken over Wayne Powers Industries. Then we have the Sword of Gotham, the Sword of Gotham is like the force of like, he carries out the will of Neo Gotham. I'm not going to say a lot about Sword of Gotham, because of what you find out what it is, it's very fascinating. Then we have Gestalt, who starts out as an enemy, but actually has a lot more to them. Yeah, these new characters are really cool. And we also have some new allies in here, like Detective Brunin, who he and Terry kind of have like a Gordon and Bruce relationship, kind of like that. Yeah. Now, the one thing I didn't like about this book, the art's great, story is fantastic, and to see Terry in a world without Bruce to back him up, it's all fascinating. But here's my problem. This book really doesn't, it really takes away all the stuff that makes Batman Beyond interesting. Like, I mean, yeah, Terry, don't get me wrong, I do love this book, it's just, we don't get anything about Dana, Max, Terry's mom and Terry's mom and brother. He tells them to leave, like, get out of Gotham, because at the time he doesn't know who attacked them and could know who he is. The problem is that he doesn't bring them up again, and little by little we lose more, even the original suit. And while I do like the new suit, it really does feel like Batman Beyond is being kind of moved away from what it was. I mean, hell, throughout the comic, Terry doesn't bring up, like, Terry is alone on the streets, just kind of like trying to get by with what he can, even cannibalizing the suit, the parts he doesn't deem necessary to make money to just eat. Yeah. He doesn't have Ace. He like he gave Ace to a new family and everything. So yeah, we don't get like, oh man, I miss Terry, my mom, I miss Dana, my mom, I miss Max. It's interesting. Like, I'm like, dude. And then we have, like, it's kind of hinted that this new detective Terry's seeing is kind of possibly a love interest, but yet we get no mention of the rest of his family or loved ones. Yeah. Also, it doesn't bring up that Terry is Bruce's son, you know, through that whole thing from the show. So, yeah. I don't know if this is like a new continuity, or I do know that there is a new comic that either has come out already, I know it's come out this year, or is coming out this year, and maybe it'll explain some of those things. Maybe it does, and I'm just, like, I haven't read that book yet. I'm just reading what I have now. But yeah, all in all, despite that one complaint, I do really dig this book. It was a very good read, and I can't help but think of the Batman Beyond theme every time I read this story. Like, I just can't help but think of that theme. I can't help but think of Will Friedel's voice for this character. It's all really damn good. It's all just a really great series. I highly recommend this. Yeah, go check this out if you can. Batman Beyond Neo Year, while it does kind of take Terry into new places and kind of doesn't really talk about the old era, it does still work. I really do think it still works. But yeah, so if you've read Batman Beyond Neo Year, you let me know in the comments below. What did you guys think of it? And once again, Chris, I'd like to thank you for this comic. Thank you once again, brother. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.